My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arakia Galadirthan, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on with the sadly last episode of the Woodland realm. I don't know how long this video is going to be because obviously I've just started recording it, but this will be the final Woodland realm episode. We need to get to 20 regions. We currently have 16. We are going to take Goblin Town in this episode. We are going to take Yulestone in this episode. We're probably going to get Dane's Halls, and then lastly, hopefully end with a grand climactic capture of Gundabad itself. That's the plan. Whether or not it actually comes to fruition, we will have to wait and see. But we've got a fair few forces being trained. To assist
For the light.
with Imbratheon up here. There we are. I knew I'd remember the name. So they're all heading up there to try and support him so that he can take Dane's Halls. Dane's Halls only has one fellow in it, but of course it will get a garrison because it's fallen back into the hands of our enemy. So we have to watch out for that. Right, let's get this end turn past then, because that is where we are. Forces moving into the Randall's Halls. I should have done so that I could have healed them. What I have also possibly done, or I should have done, is the very day that this video went live, I also put up the faction vote. So hopefully you've now all got that one up as well. So please do head over. In fact, I think I probably put them up, and I say this because I'm thinking about it right now. I've yet to record the faction vote video, but I assume I put them up at the same time because I think that's the most logical thing to do. So you can watch this video and then go and vote, or you can go and vote now and then come back and then continue playing. And if your favourite faction is not on the list, then I apologise. But as I say, it should be the broadest list of options I've ever really given out. And you can vote for more than one. So if the one that you want is really lagging behind, make sure to vote for another one as well. So that you can at least then have a minor say, or at least get a say in the one that is likely to then go on to win. All right, let's get all of those retrained. And I will take the other arch unit from you. Because I would like to assault Dane's Halls. I don't want to sit and wait for 12 more turns. We've got more than enough battering rams, and we'll get another one. Oh, we could take Framsburg on the way past, actually. And then that would be our fourth, which would mean we could end on the climactic battle of Goblin Town. We've fought in Gundabad before, haven't we? But then, no. Framsburg's are nothing, and it's only held by the Misty Mountains anyway. Oh, speaking of the devil, there is Gundabad. You think you've got enough to come and get me? Have you got to Captain Ajgol? Well, I'll tell you for now, you haven't. You'll die if you meet me on the field.
For the light.
I don't think that's something you want to really do.
Come, my brothers.
And we've got another fairly elite army down here at Goblin Town, actually. But we want to wait to take Goblin Town a little bit later. Not to get the turns to burn through, but if we take Goblin Town right now, before we've taken Yulestone and Dane's Halls, then we're only going to have to defend it, and that will just extend our timing. I don't really want to fight Oshgol. I only really want to fight the town battles if I can help it. So I'm going to end the turn and see what he does. But we will push for Gundabad. We will go straight through and hit Gundabad. But it is a bit of a big ask, isn't it, to win 4 city battles, given how long they often take. But then equally, they don't have to take that long. If you do them all at time 6, then they can take as little as 5 minutes. But it's rare that they do. It's rare that they do. But obviously at time 6 on a 30-minute long battle timer, that's how quickly it can go. But I'm pumped for Goblin Town. I like the new Goblin Town map. I'm looking forward to fighting in there. I love Dane's Halls. It's just a shame that we did lose it, but then we schooled Gundabad in that last episode, didn't we? I don't need another husband. Oh, and they are just going to try and block me. Oh, no, they're not. Haha! Right, let's fight them in one big battle then. So Oshgol will definitely attack us, and then we'll fight... Oh, it's King Mazog! Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. And Minifun built a stables.
My lord. Ready, elves? Yes, my
Oh, that's a large Gundabad army. It amazes me how many troops the AI apparently can get out of just 2 settlements. And we destroyed everything in Berzakul. So, how on earth are they getting that many troops out of it? It's very much being my question.
My lord.
Even more forces to send. As our army trains nicely. Oh, Arthuricon! We might get to see them in action. The only unit we've so far not actually seen, isn't it? But possibly we might get them. We might just about. Oh, in Logarth, can you just build me a tower? I know it doesn't matter, but
we will need that one. Onward. We will need that
I don't like how little sight range we've got there.
Approach
Oh, Dorwinian took Vilter. Nice. The Dorwinian-Dale War, I'm not sure how that's going. Or if it's really even continuing, because I'm not sure they border each other anymore. Oh no, of course, they've got all this land up here, haven't they? They're probably at each other's throats, as you might expect. Alright, let's fight the battles then. So, we are going to attack Dane's Halls on the next turn, when that reinforcement army meets the besieging force. We are about to be attacked by Gundabad, I have absolutely no doubt. And then I'll try and save Goblin Town and Gundabad for the same turn, so that we hit our 20 regions all at once, in the same final blow to our enemies. The silence is unnerving. The slow, jarring movements of everything in Middle-earth as life ticks by. That's the only problem with Total War, isn't it? You don't really feel connected to your people. Because there's no... events are kind of one way to make you feel a bit more connected, but then even those can be difficult to really give you that connection.
Sire.
You feel the grand strategy aspects, and you feel the grand conquest and campaigns and victories. Oh, hello!
Strength and honor, noble friend.
King Dane the Fearless.
Follow me. Take it for the elves.
Are you going to be involved? Yes! The dwarves can do our dying for us. Oh, what a glorious day. Welcome, King Dane the Fearless. It makes me want to auto-resolve, but I bet the game will shaft me. Oh, I've saved it. I'm going to auto-resolve it. Yes! I hope you don't mind that, but we have fought at Dane's Halls 3 times, so I'm really not that bothered about fighting in Dane's Halls again. Oh, but wow, the dwarves are coming with aplomb. Look at this. 2 full banner armies. What is, and 2 more on the way. Dwarves, what is going on? We welcome the addition. But that means that Ushgul abandoned his own king to certain death. What a poor commander. Oh, I'm pleased with that, because I really didn't actually want to fight Dane's Halls. I do like the map of Dane's Halls, but we have fought there twice, if not 3 times already. So I wasn't overly bothered about fighting there again. Okay, now they have got some siege, which will give us a bit of grief. They've got some Black Shield archers, which are always a pain in the bloody neck, which is exactly what they're supposed to be. It's always nice when something does work out, and I like that Gundabad are a good archer army, because immediately DaC has such a strong focus on orcs being poor archers that you almost subconsciously see Gundabad, see they're an orc force, and think, oh, they won't be any trouble. Their archers will do absolutely jack all, and then before you know it, all of your back line has been melted because your archers were targeting the melee and their archers were targeting yours, and then they fall. Oh, we've got a foggy day, but we have got an orcish settlement. But the only thing that isn't great is that siege. We've got to kill the siege. We can't allow it to fire at us. Right, but you and you will go forward. And then we've got all of our elite archers. Just take all the archers. We haven't got very many, have we? We'll fight as one. Oh, we haven't got very many at all. Dear, oh dear. This really is such a melee army. Alright. Let's start the battle. Where did they put all their siege? That's the question. Bring down the gate. Bring down the space in the wall. Oh, it's over there. It's over there. Right. Archers, if we can get you in the right position, you might be able to just be protected from the siege with the walls. Let's try that. Right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. It's the catapults more than the ballista crew. And it's just, look how big they are. It's ridiculous. They have so many units. I was hoping we might have a cavalry unit that we could sprint through. So break down the wall somewhere and then just charge in. Oh, alas. It is not to be. Into positions. There we go. Cease. Ungroup. Target the ballista crew. Oh, that was close. Oh, and again. Ah, no, that's nice. If they want to waste themselves, be my guest. Oh, and they've targeted the melee units. Oh, you fools. Absolute fools. Take that all day long. The ballista crew has been melted. Absolutely melted. But remember, they only need 3 or so to win. But let's not waste our Hinny Dower on ballista crews.
The battering ram is in place.
You guys target the Black Shield archers. You guys target... Oh, you can't, so you carry on firing at them. Can you hit them? Yes, you can. It's not the best target for the Hinnidawa, really, but we do want to thin their Black Shield Archer ranks. So let's get started on that. The Ballista's down to 6. Oh, they've changed focus. No. Don't let them do it. Do not let them kill our general now at the death. Once that drops down to 2 people, we can have them all target the catapult crew. Just need 1 more to die. Go on. They can't operate the machine with only 2. Do not. Oh, nice. Yes, they hit the wall. Oh, this is tense. I feel it. I feel it. Yes, 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 yes. Right, you and you can just stop and fire at will. And then all of you 4, please now do target the catapult crew.
Leader lies slain.
No!
We've breached our enemy's walls.
No! 1 episode!
Our men have done well. The gates have fallen.
No! Oh my god, above. Manway, how could you allow the winds to carry death to Thranduil in this way? Oh, the final bloody episode. You just can't make this crap up. If that one hits Legolas, I'm quitting, I'm out. We're safe. How many are left? 5. Don't they need 4 to man catapults? Or is it 3 as well? I know it's only 2, isn't it? Catapults are even more ridiculous. Right, we're down to 3. These guys are getting ready. Oh, nice. And then just 1 more needs to die. He can't fire without him there. Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh, you killed them all. Oh, well bloody done. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You just can't write this, can you? You just could not make that up. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed.
The enemy's wards.
This is Legolas has survived at least, but oh, Thranduil. What a disastrous way to die as well. I'm sorry if the microphone glitched and clipped there. I probably just screamed into it, but can you believe that? Can you believe that? Somewhere, Melkor is affecting the world from beyond. He reaches out from the void to crap all over my plans.
They have lost half their men.
We do him a service by calling him Melkor, though, don't we? We should call him Morgoth. For that is what the Sindar named him in their disgust for him. Or elves in general, I think, actually. Alright, well, Thranduil's unit... sorry, please do continue firing. That's so disappointing. We're going to go into the last battle down on a very powerful unit. We've got reinforcements coming, though, haven't we? And we'll move them into this army rather than the Dane's Hall's army. Oh, where is Mazog, actually, after all that? Is he the Pale Uruk fellow? Oh, yeah, he is. And there he is. Oh, wow, he's got a really receding hairline as well. In fact, he looks an awful lot like... Oh, I've forgotten his name. I was watching it only a few weeks ago. What's the Klingon security commander from Star Trek The Next Generation called? Worf! It's Worf, isn't it? How much does that look like Worf? Tell me I'm wrong. He's got the pronounced forehead, he's got the beard and a very angry expression. Right, well, Thranduil, your unit is never going to be used again, so let's get you to go and square up against those Pale Uruks. Oh, that was close. Almost got caught on whatever they're fighting. Oh, they're fighting Pale Uruks as well. Right, in you go. We've got a few more Javelin troops left to try and get them out. This has been such a blow to our army. Right, Pale Uruks, there are 119 of them, which is definitely in their favour, but then our Arathirith are armour-piercing. So it'll be an interesting matchup. But equally, actually, we're going to just run our army and go, 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 go. Give us more swiftness. One of you go and hit those archers, stop them shooting us in the back. Yeah, this army's going to need reinforcements. This is going to cripple the army. Our Arathirith, oh, and didn't do actually all that well. They've been outnumbered and outgunned, outclassed, and massacred. Like the dogs they are. Well, that's just, there are no words. It's happened. That wasn't even my stupidity this time. I did what I needed to do. We took out the siege. We made sure to focus fire the siege so it couldn't give us grief. That is a giant human. Considering the size of the elves, take note of their height in your mind, and then compare it to these giant humans. Who knows, some odd experiments been taking place here by the Gundabad orcs. We're definitely going to need reinforcements. This is going to be such a slog.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
But at least Mazog is going to die. Thranduil will not be alone. This is the death of the leaders. The fields of battle, I suppose. What's a good name for it? King Thranduil the Bastion died to a wayward catapult shot of all things.
The enemy general lies dead.
Oh, there we are. Mazog's
Our
gone.
men have taken control of the city.
It's over. It's over.
This is a clear victory.
We lost hardly any. 213. He got the most kills as well. Well, Legolas now strides forth as the faction leader. The king of the Woodland realm. Taking his father's place. And then now, sod's law, Legolas is going to die before the walls of Gundabad. And in the last episode, all my good deeds of keeping my generals alive will be undone. In one fell swoop. I look forward to that. Delight. We've taken Yulestone.
Protect the elven lands.
They had 14,000 orcs in here. Are you joking? I know we don't really need to do this, but just in case they take it back. That army needs reinforcements desperately. There he is, King Legolas, faction leader. Who becomes the heir then in your stead? It's Prince Veheron, who, is an adopted family member. He's not even going to stay in the bloodline. Legolas has a daughter, Nerwin, who married Melderon, and he does have a son, Eruherin, and another daughter, Talathiel. So Eruherin we would have rathered over Prince Veheron. Prince Veheron, you are, yes, just a governor in the middle of the nowhere. Oh, at least he's safe. Oh, Gundabad have been killed! Oh, well, that's rather fitting then. So we have also defeated Gundabad in the same episode. Oh, that's nice. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, that'll make Gundabad easy to capture, and we don't need to worry about sitting here and waiting then. So let's leave them behind and, I don't know, 61 of them, and make our merry way forth. Oh, come off it, you will need that one. Oh, blimey, they made it all the way up to a large encampment. That's ridiculous. How did they get such strength?
Follow me. Scatter them. Put them down.
Right, you will need to wait for the reinforcements, though, and they are a few turns away.
At ease.
But you're not going to be able to take it without them. Berserkle now has a larger garrison than it did when it was held by Gundabad, which is a bit of a joke, isn't it? But anyway, we are pressing on. Only two left, Gundabad and Goblin down. Gundabad are dead, Gundabad are no more, Gundabad are dead. End the turn. We march forth with our heads held high in Thranduil's honour. The memory of our king will be passed from elf to elf. Oh, and look, the Anduin are getting involved in helping us kill the rebels. I'm pleased that Gundabad died, but I really am so disappointed Thranduil died. Although, in many ways, it actually feels relieving to have had Thranduil die, because it's such a common occurrence for my channel to kill off my important generals, and early doors at that as well. that to have lasted this long to have no one die, no one of importance anyway, it felt oddly wrong. You know, it just didn't feel like you're really watching Gallo. If your main generals aren't dying, can you really say that you're watching Gallo? Now there you go. Everyone have a stab at his name. I'll tell you the correct pronunciation because I'm a smug bastard if the internet will be believed, but I'm not really, and I'm sure I'll get it wrong. But it should be Casualties. But I don't know where the stresses go. That's where my problems lie, because I've never really looked into Sindarian in any great detail. I mean, I did actually at uni. I looked into it into huge detail, but I've long since forgotten most of the rules. But there are rules around where the stresses in words go, and Casualties is such a long word. I off the top of my head, I can't remember where the stresses go, but I've long since not bothered about caring about that kind of stuff, because I'm never going to bump into an actual Sindar speaker. So, well, what are we doing? We're just wasting time, aren't we? We could always train good troops down here, though, and then just cheat move them north to help in the Gundabad fight. We haven't seen our Thyricon in battle, actually, so I would quite like to at least show you them as another aspect of our final battles. And we're actually making pretty good time on our achievement progress. Oh, look, you'll be ready in a turn. Yeah, and we've got to wait for these three. I'll cheat move those troops from Karas Galadon up to Legolas, just so that you can see what they look like. Oh, I'm tempted actually to then just do 3 end turns so that we don't have to just sit here and do nothing while so that at least for you the video doesn't just have 3 wasted end turns, because I don't really have anything to talk about, I'm afraid. So I think I will do that. So I'll see you in a moment when our final armies are ready and we can take Gundabad and Goblin Town. Welcome back. So I didn't have to wait 3 turns. We only waited the 1 turn for that Arthuricon because I thought about it, and the rest of the my words are all over the place. The rest of the Karas Galadon garrison army that we were training, we've seen all of the others, and we only need 1 Arthuricon unit to show you what they look like. So let's do it. We'll start at Goblin Town, and then we'll end at Gundabad. So Goblin Town is up first. For victory, for Thranduil, for the Woodland realm, and for peace in Middle-earth, Ogthak the Fearless must die. Ogthak the Fearless is not a family member. Oh, he might be, but he's not an heir or a general. They've got some Mountain Uruk, so we're going to give us a bit of grief, and they have got some of their Black Pit units, but I think our army will be alright. Remembering as well that Goblin Town is now quite an archer-friendly battle map, ever since RK tweaked it and opened it and expanded the central area. Made it far more user-friendly, and in doing so, also, as I say, made it far more archer-friendly. So we should be able to bring down our enemies from afar with great prejudice. We don't need the siege tower because it is next to useless, given that all we've got to do is break that little gate. And there it is, a straight shot to the centre, a much more open settlement. Now, interestingly, actually, this is one of the things where I think RK has made this fantastic. RK has done so much for this mod. But RK and the Elite Dwarf between them have I've taken the settlement level in Divide and Conquer and just blown it through the roof. I'm so pleased that both of those have worked on the mod, and I really do hope that they continue to do so. Because the previous Goblin Town, whilst it had more rock formations, and so it had more of a shape inside, it had way less character. RK has added so much more gunf is the word I would use, that has no purpose on the battle map, but just makes you feel like people actually live in this large cavern. Whereas before, it was just a large cavern. There was maybe 1 or 2 tents. And the addition of walls as well is an excellent addition, because as we all know, as I've told you all so many times now, if there aren't walls, or there aren't gates, more importantly, the AI just does not know how to deal with that settlement and just wigs out. And they will then never sally out. And on a battle map like this one, it's crippling for the AI not being able to sally out. So it needed to be addressed. Right, everyone's going in, including the cavalry. This army now has a single purpose, and that is to take this settlement. Can we destroy the wall, do we think? No, you can probably only hit the gate. Yeah, you can only hit the gate. Right, what are you going to do, goblins? Are you going to bugger off, or are you going to stay there? Let's have a look at the Mountain Uruks, because they are arguably the Goblins' current greatest looking unit. And as I've already mentioned in previous episodes, I'm afraid to say, Moria will not be overhauled in version 5, a necessity owing to the unfortunate nature and decline of activity on Divide and Conquer. But in order to bring version 5 to you within a timely manner, the team decided Moria, or one of the features, needed to be cut, and the canned change is relatively minor and fairly easily done, as is the Dunland change. And the reunited kingdom as well, Finn has already laid a lot of the groundwork for that. So Moria was the only one that needs a real... Moria needs a real sort of from the ground up revisit. And we did have plans for Moria, but of course the team can now do what they want with Moria. They do not have to do what we'd listed before. And I would stress that, team, if any of you are listening, if I had written something in the to-do list and you now all disagree with it, then just please don't do it. I mean, I'm assuming you won't. But I'm not going to feel hurt or annoyed or upset if my ideas are now cast aside. And I've joked before, but even if you want to bring Goat Riders in, I mean, I'll disagree with it on a personal level, but I'm not going to start flaming you or anything. So Moria, the point of that is just that Moria would need to be revamped, really. That's the fundamental thing we can all agree on. Their gameplay is just too dull. And the fundamental reason that their gameplay is dull is that Horde factions in medieval Total War don't really work. Now, some of you probably do get great enjoyment out of Moria. People always get great enjoyment out of everything. But you unfortunately are a minority, and the faction must have some sort of appeal to all. But the reason Horde factions don't really work, I believe I've said it before, but I'd happily go through it again, is in Warhammer, for example, where there are Horde nations like the Greenskins, like the Skaven. It works because the technology in those games is there to allow you to have thousands of units on the field at once. It lets you, the commander, control up to 2 banner armies at once. And so it then means that if you've got 2 full banner armies roaming around the world supporting each other, you get to control both of them, which makes them then actually useful. But as you know, the AI in Medieval 2 is so poor that if you have 2 banner armies running around, you'll control one of them, and then you'll either have to force yourself to not control the other, and it will only come in if your units die, or you hand it over to the AI, which is essentially accepting that it's not going to do anything. Which is... and they'll get so many of your units killed, and they'll just mismanage it massively. So Hordes just do not really work in that regard. Obviously, single large entity unit sizes can work, and Moria do have that. So all of Moria's forces are like the maximum size that Medieval 2 companies can be. But for a Horde nation to properly work, they need to outnumber their enemy on the campaign map, not really on the battle map. Well, obviously on the battle map, but through masses on the campaign map first, because the quality isn't there. So even though a Moria company will have 250 orcs in it, and an Elven company will have 110, the quality disparity between those units is so great that numbers advantage for the Goblins isn't going to help them. It's not really going to make a blind bit of difference. They will still get massacred. Whereas if there are 250 companies for every 100-man elf company, now you're talking. Then you've suddenly got an opportunity to actually win on your hands. And speaking of winning, we've taken the gate, and our archers haven't had to fight in melee yet, which means we can now slowly move our army forwards and defeat them. Let them sit in the town square and cower like dogs. Our army will have them before this day is done. And also, having open settlements means cavalry actually works, which is always nice. Archers, can you really not fire from there? Oh dear. We're elves, for crying out loud. Alright, melee line. Try and get atop that hill. Go, 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 go. Yes! We don't want to be fighting up the hill, but if we can stand on top of the hill, then problem solved.
If we continue like this,
look at those Hawk defenders. Let's just carry them across the line and open them up for volley fire. We've killed nearly 50% of the enemy, and we've only lost 6% of our own. Oh look, they're so terrified of the cavalry that they're just ignoring hitting us in melee. Alright, cavalry, run around the back there. Oh, I really like this new Goblin Town map. Simplicity always wins me over, I'm sorry to say. It's the same reason why I like, in later Total Wars, or in Warhammer I suppose, why I like the more sort of mainstream, quote-unquote, boring factions, because I just love the order and organisation to them. Oh, the general's offered himself up for death.
Good tidings.
Yep,
the enemy general lies dead.
Cavalry. Cavalry.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Black Pit crossbows doing arcing shots, absolutely wasting themselves. Oh, and then the cavalry does absolutely no charge whatsoever. Yeah, that's really what I was hoping for there, cavalry. If you could just sort of glide into them. Where did our cav go? I charged you through. I seem to recall charging you through.
Our men are in command of the city.
Cavalry can try and annoy them at the back. We've still got arrows to fire, so... Move the line up. Oh, you guys all hit those. Move the line up. There we are. Now start shooting.
Very much in our favor.
Ah,
Victory
glorious.
will be ours.
It's glorious. It's glorious. And it rains down upon them. So many arrows still to go. They've still got almost a full... And it's over.
This is a clear
200 elves. Ogthak the Fearless has lost 1,717 goblins. I saw this picture posted on Reddit the other day with the tagline of the Istari about to drop Middle-earth's hottest album, which I thought was rather funny. But that's a much cooler depiction of Radagast, isn't it? That's one of the... From a personal level, the Hobbit's absolute abuse of Radagast, it just winds me up. They turned him into a pot-smoking weirdo. What person in their right mind, no matter how much you might love nature, nobody likes being pooed on by a bird. And not only does he allow the birds to apparently non-stop poo down his head, but he's decided that washing that off would be an affront to, I don't know, Yavanna maybe. I doubt Yavanna really cares anymore. She's probably not that bothered, Radagast, so go and have a shower, you weirdo. I just really hated that. Radagast is in no way a bumbling buffoon. And unless you're Saruman, who believes that Radagast is a bumbling buffoon.
Scatter them.
But for the rest of us, Radagast is a decent, upstanding, and sane individual who has Middle-earth's best interests at heart. Oh, look at this boring army we're up against.
Evil must not be allowed to
And I just can't believe how they absolutely did his character so dirty. I just thought it wasn't entertaining or humorous to have him as an absolute wacko. And the clear intonation... or clear inference that they wanted to put, or they wanted you to take, sorry, to use the word properly, is that he was basically a pot-smoking nut job. And you just think, why? My poor Radagast. And don't even get me started on the bunny sled. I mean, oh dear. If the inner Tolkien lover in me were to come out, I could take you through scene by scene of that film and just crap on so much of it. But I'm not going to do that because it's dull. And you're all Lord of the Rings fans as well, and you all share the same hatreds that I share. Right, we'll have a look at the Arthuricon properly in just a moment, but let's just set up first. You have seen the Arthuricon's model, I must confess. That's a bit of a boo-hoo comment, really, isn't it? I shouldn't have said that. Just to temper your expectation and ruin it, most likely. Welcome to Gundabad. I believe we fought here before. It's very reminiscent of the Black Gate, but then behind is this, again, from The Hobbit, actually. At least it gave us that, a couple of visuals that otherwise the universe didn't have an agreed-upon visual for. We get the gate-like structure that Peter Jackson decided would be the Castle of Gundabad, or the Keep of Gundabad. Not really sure what he actually was going for, though. Is it supposed to be rusted iron? Is it supposed to just be red rock that they've carved into this shape? I never really understood, if I'm honest. But anyway, it is what it is, and that's what it looks like. Let's move that up just in case we need it. And then finally the cavalry. Let's have a look. Then woodland horses. Woodland horses. And here they are, in all their finery and all their glory. It's the Arthuricon. And as I say, you have seen them before because they share the same visuals as the Maithor Ithewar and Elder Council. But they look damned cool. Nice little quiver with some interesting vine-like texture and design on it. They've got a nice looking bow, which looks like it's from Battle of Middle-earth, actually. That looks like one of the bows you can give your heroes in the Hero Creator tool. Right, this battle map works very much like the Black Gate, actually, in practice again, in that you want to just take the gate, secure the vast lands outside, and then rain hellfire down on your enemy.
It'll not be long before our enemy's defenses fall.
Oh, that's interesting. Why are they standing in a V shape? They never do that. Some of their troops are at the gate there, so we're going to have another slog fest on our hands. So don't bother shooting at those gate units. Save yourselves. Let's speed this up. And this is it, the battle to end and win the campaign. We haven't defeated Mordor, of course, but we've defeated Gundabad, we've defeated Dol Guldur, and we've taken Goblin Town from Moria.
Well, the gates have fallen.
Our men have done very well, the gates have fallen. And all the melee forces. We come to protect Middle-earth. In you go. Why is... Oh, the towers, of course. Drop that and go with them.
Battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Come on, push through, push through, push through, push through, push through, push through. There we are, and then start swamping them. We'll save the javelins to be used as javelins. My microphone is covering the map almost perfectly. There we are. I've moved it. Get him killed off, chaps. Here are Orc fighters, the generic and low-tier Orc unit. I do think they actually look quite good, but unfortunately, most Orc units look like that, so then it makes them all look rather samey. But if you just had 1 or 2 units that look like that, I think that's actually quite a good little visual. But yeah, as I say, most Mordor, Moria, Dol Guldur, and Gundabad forces have some form of brown or grey on them, and it's so that they all just sort of blend into one. Alright, the gate's been taken. We can move forward. Come out of time 6. Yeah, so melee line, you're going to go there. Javelins, you're going to go behind. You're now free to fire at will. Melee line, please be in defensive mode. Javelins, be in defensive mode. And then archers, you're going to come at the back. And we're going to just shred everything. Fire everything! Come out of that so that you can sprint. We're faster than the orcs as well, so then we might get caught up on them. Oh, no, I think they're just about going to make it, yeah. Get the melee line in place.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Rides. Archers. End it. Legolas, this is for your father. Bring as many down as you can. Golden Silverthorn arrows whistle into our enemy as they group up in the central plateau,
the enemy force remains.
and we'll get shredded.
If we continue like this, we will.
They try to flank around the side, but the Cav have got them. Come on, sprint out of there, sprint out of there.
General flees like the coward.
Oh, the enemy general's run. Oh, that's just a captain, isn't it? Actually, that doesn't really mean anything. Westron defenders are an anti-archer-ish. They've got a shield. Interesting that the because the rebels, of course, the rebel faction are considered Northmen, so all rebel regions that get garrison forces get Westron defenders. Oh, they did not survive that, did they? They did not. They just got absolutely gutted in their prime there. Stay alert! Stay alert! Stay alert! Move forward. Pen them in. We've got more arrows to fire yet, chaps. Cavalry, just run to there. You can go there however you like. Arthuricon firing as they charge down. Look at the silver rays. Oh, it's just such a wonderful final. Look at the bodies of the dead. Look how many there are. The Westron defenders trying to just... They've come here. They found an empty mountain. They've claimed it for their own. And then they've stupidly sided with the orcs, and it's cost them their lives. Right, what can you say?
Is very much in our favor. Our men have slain the enemy general.
Alright, it's time to end this.
Troops will lose their will to fight.
There's a few orc fighters. We only lost 10% of our army. Oh dear. Give our archers something to fire at if we've still got a few. Yes, we have still got loads of arrows left. Last few defenders fall. The campaign is concluded. Go on, guys. Just do the honourable thing. Just lay down. Or lie down, sorry. Lay down your arms and then lie down. It's over. 105 elves, 2,492 traitors and orcs, all but the Legolas has been pipped to the post by the other Hinidawa unit. 571 plays 403. Still, nearly 1,000 of the 2,000 killed, 2,900 odd killed from just 2 units alone. They're such a fun unit. You've got to have fun units like that, or it doesn't matter that they're powerful. They make the campaign enjoyable, and that fundamentally is what we're here for. You want to play this game, come away thinking, oh, that was really fun. And whilst for those of you that only get your fun from being in die-hard situations, you might not like the elves, but there are factions that can appeal to you. But generally speaking, Med 2 is of such an age that if you've played this game even for a small amount of time, nothing is hard. So if you're here for the die-hard, if you are a die-hard masochist and you're desperate for some pain, then you're just going to have to tinker with the game, I'm afraid to say. Alrighty, let's, as is tradition, end on a toggle fog of war. So the Woodland Realms Empire now reaches to the very misty mountains themselves. We have saved the Anduin Vale. I've forgotten how much diplomacy we used at the beginning to make this campaign not a nightmare. This has been a really enjoyable campaign. Oh, something else, by the way. The only thing that happened in the end turn was that Rune approached me and offered map information for trade rights. So they offered map information and trade rights. So I got to see all of their regions, but we can see them all now anyway. But it's good to note that even though Mordor isn't defeated with the Surrender Regions command, their regions are never reclaimed. So it does turn the AI off as a standard. And I think that's probably what it does. I don't think it's that they don't know where to attack because they don't border anyone anymore, so they just simply don't know what to do. I think that Surrender Regions also has the added side effect of putting the AI on passive, which is a setting you can give to AIs, which means they don't do anything. All they do is defend their regions, and obviously if you're not defending your regions, but you have no regions, you won't defend anything, so you just sit and do nothing. And I think that's kind of what's happened. They are in essence dead, but they're just still on the map. So they just turned into a sort of rebel nation, really. So that's something to note for Mordor, sorry, if you're playing in your own games. But of course, at the beginning of this campaign, we got Dale to support us. They took Dor Lingvar. We got them involved in Amwin Lank. We got Anduin involved to help us with Roscabel. We did so many things to get Anduin and Dale alive. We supported Anduin. I took Dwinberg back from Dol Guldur at one point and sold it back to them. I think I sold it back to them for a penny or something stupid, just to keep them alive. We really helped, and now we've taken Goblin Town. Moria are scuppered for them. They still have Framsburg though, which is a bit weird, but that will fall now. There's no reinforcements coming to that anymore because I've now got the 2 passes through the mountains, so they're not coming to there if we were to continue playing. Moria do of course have Camath Bryn. They've got Bruenost, and they've got the regions down here: Coloniac, Ostinethil, and there's one more, isn't it? Yeah, Tirthuin. So they're not dead by any stretch, but they are contained. Khazad-dûm have done really well. They took both Khazad-dûms, which doesn't happen all that often. They've also got Anon and Arod and Arui, which is, for them, those 4 regions is insane success. So normally they do sod all. As you'll note, the great civil war between the Northmen, which I do like seeing things like that, I have to confess, is definitely going Dale's way. They've got Naburka, they've got Mistrand, they've got all of the region north of Dorwinion. Dorwinion holding out at Carverad by the looks of it, and then holding them at the crossings of whatever river that is, which unfortunately doesn't even appear on my map, so it's a made-up fan fiction one. And then Rune trying to plug in the gap in between, but if memory serves, they're both at war with Rune, aren't they? Dorwinion at war with Rune. Yes, they are. So that's a 3-way war going on down there. What about the dwarves? Who are the dwarves sided with? They are not at war with Dorwinion, but they're backing the forces of Dale, as you'd expect. So it's Dale and the dwarves versus Rune, and then Dale versus Rune and Dorwinion versus Dale and Rune in a nice little 3-way. Isengard has filled the gap of Mordor. They've taken the Morannon. They are moving forces down to Urk-Estelad. They've taken Cirith Ungol and Minas Morgul. And would you believe, Isengard now, the banner of the White Hand flies atop the Tower of Ecthelion. But Gondor are not defeated, and they have also retained some land from the passing of Mordor. Dol Amroth, though, desperately trying to break out of Dol Amroth and Netherland, but they're pinned in by the now dead Mordor forces who aren't letting them go anywhere. So Dol Amroth are basically out, sadly. And Harad and the Ardenaim, who I believe are at war with each other. Again, let's just have a look. Ardenaim, enemies of every single nation around them, including the Dwarves of Ered Luin, who aren't even around them. So the Ardenheim will, if this continues, I think the Ardenheim would win, personally. I think they've got lots of scope up here to take a few regions for free, which will bolster them drastically. And Harad have now boarded up to Isengard, so they've not got any more free regions to take, lest they cross the mouths of the Anduin. But it'd be interesting to see how that one played out. But otherwise, anyway, let's continue our trek around Middle-earth. Enedwythe doing very, very well, because, again, if we go to diplomacy, Enedwythe are allied to the evils in this one. So Isengard and Dunland are on their side, so they're helping defeat Gondor, and they are pushing, as you can see, against the elves. Buzz-Radum has been taken. Círdan himself leaves Mithlond to harass Enedwythe. Bree is still alive, but only just. Hobbiton holds out as a bastion of the faithful and Bree itself, and they've also got Undertowers, but Mitchell Delving is gone, and much of the Southern Shire has just been burned down by Dunland. Ered Luin powering across the north and erasing Angmar, who really don't have very much left either. So overall, were we to continue this one, good would absolutely win. Now, of course, I defeated Mordor, but if we were to continue, we would have defeated Mordor. It's just a slogfest that I would never show on the channel because it's just boring as sin. But we would have beaten them if it had gone that way. Amryn Lank is now almost a fully elven settlement. We'd start to be able to really pump troops out of here in due course. That's supported as well by Dor Lingvar, which would shortly be able to give us troops because that's a high tier castle. It's already a tier 3 stronghold, sorry. And also Edreichan is the same. So you've got 3 max level castles, all within very close reach of each other, all on the Mordor front. So they'd be pumping out troops, nobody's business. But there we are. That concludes the Woodland Realm. So as I say, the faction vote should have gone up at exactly the same time. So please do pop over and vote for who you want to be next. And but otherwise, there we are. Whoever you do vote for to be next won't be next week. Next week will be the Ardenheim, so it will be in 2 weeks' time. But do get your votes in. And until we speak again, dear friends, thank you so much for tuning in and watching along with all of these Woodland Realm videos. And thank you all so much for continuing to find my channel interesting and for continuing to support me. This is a wonderfully fun little diversionary hobby I can continue doing, and I'm enjoying it an awful lot more now. The pressure of modding DaC has been removed from my shoulders. So I'm looking forward to what the future will bring with our next campaign. But until we speak again, dear friends, have a wonderful week. And Navair Neden Pedamad Melodin. And farewell.